I'm sure a lot of you heard about the Maui fire. A lot of people still believe that was not natural, and as a matter of fact, it was intentional. Well, I don't know about that. But the one issue that has been very concerning has been the issue of some popular celebrities, you can call, have been accused of scamming the people of Maui. This one we're going to be checking out Joe Rogan basically confronting Oprah Winfrey. Let's get to it.
This has been one of the big failures around the aftermath of the wildfire on Maui, is this total vacuum of information from government officials to the people.
At the amount of money that was accidentally sent to Ukraine, like they oversent $6 billion. And then I said, well, how much would it cost to rebuild every house?
$5 billion.
In the Maui fire. And it's $5 billion. $5 billion something.
Yeah.
Like that's just like accidental money. But there's no talk of doing that. There's no talk of doing that.
In that vacuum, obviously people have all kinds of ideas or theories or this or that, but people were left without any kind of communication from anyone in a position of authority to provide help for days and weeks.
Now, this woman has worked in fundraising for years, so she actually went through the receipts. So she's going to break down what this fund actually is. We're not saying she's not donating money. What I'm saying is she's a billionaire. Period. I'm going to tell you right now, don't come in here defending Oprah. Do not come in here defending.
In the most recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, our candid podcast host, Joe Rogan, made some headlines by dropping a surprising bombshell. He suggested that media mogul Oprah Winfrey might be involved in shady land deals. Specifically, she's been eyeing properties owned by individuals caught up in various controversies. The Maui fires have left a community in turmoil, with many children affected by the tragedy and nowhere to be found. And the connection to the ongoing concerns surrounding Oprah Winfrey is undoubtedly cause for concern. Joe Rogan and several other commendable celebrities have tried to warn us time and time again about how these Hollywood elites would do anything to keep filling their well of riches. And once again, Oprah is suspected of being involved in this terrible incident. Could she be profiting from these disasters or even possibly behind them? While these claims are certainly controversial, let's examine the allegations and evidence that have fueled this discussion. First, it's essential to understand the context, especially regarding Oprah's real estate investments in Hawaii. Did you know that Oprah Winfrey has been snagging Maui land like it's the latest bestseller? She started with a whopping 520-acre piece, then added another
520 acre. Do you know how big that is? That's a village.
130 acres. Oprah is known to own multiple properties in the region, and some critics argue that these purchases might allow her to benefit financially from such disasters. It's a fact that property values often rise after tragedies, making this a significant point of contention. One tweet, for instance, raised the question of whether Oprah would take advantage of the Maui fires to purchase more land. The tweet mentioned that the flames had untouched her existing property and acres in Maui. Such claims have led some to speculate whether Oprah might have insider information or involvement in the incidents. To provide context, it's worth noting that in 2023, Oprah acquired a substantial 2,000-acre tract of land on the island, which has only added to the intrigue. The speculation extends to conspiracy theories suggesting that influential figures, including Oprah, may have deliberately sparked the fires to acquire valuable Maui land, potentially displacing indigenous communities. These claims are fueled by observations that the fires disproportionately affected Maui's working-class areas while sparing more affluent properties. Some even suggest that the fires were strategically ignited to drive down property prices, making it easier for wealthy individuals or organizations to acquire land at reduced rates. Interestingly, during this land buying spree, a sudden fire mysteriously wiped out nearby homes while leaving her vast properties unscathed. Quite the coincidence, don't you think? The connections, acquisitions, and timing make for some intriguing food for thought. This is definitely a topic worth exploring further. Joe Rogan claims his information is completely legit. Rogan delivered this information with quite a passion, stating that Oprah has been quietly acquiring lands from individuals who have found themselves in unfortunate circumstances. The big question on everyone's mind, what's her motive? It's all rather peculiar and deeply problematic.
Yeah, that's the question. Like, why? I just recently heard, I don't know, a lot of you might have known this for a long time, but I just recently heard Bill Gates is buying land like that. So in America, I think he's the biggest landowner in America, or the biggest landlord in America now. And that is just in America. What he has in Africa and all around the world. The question is, why? What should we be expecting? Is there something coming? Should we be buying land too?
These allegations have set off a whirlwind of reactions online. Fans of Oprah have rushed to her defense, dismissing Rogan's claims as baseless. However, given the gravity of these allegations, there's also a growing call for a comprehensive investigation into the matter. The seriousness of these claims is not to be taken lightly. Following the startling claims made by Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan Experience regarding Oprah Winfrey's alleged land dealings, Oprah's team has issued an official statement addressing the matter. The statement begins with deep sadness and disappointment in the baseless accusations against Ms. Winfrey. It emphasizes Oprah's lifelong commitment to uplifting others and argues that such unfounded claims only distract from the real issues at hand. The statement elaborates that the alleged land purchases are not only inaccurate, but also a significant misrepresentation of Ms. Winfrey's character and her long-standing professional and personal values. They urge both the media and the public to critically examine the sources of such claims and encourage responsible and fact-based reporting. Many have rallied around Oprah in the entertainment industry, highlighting her years of philanthropy and service. However, some have voiced concerns about the growing spread of unverified information, particularly in the age of social media and digital communication. As of now, Joe Rogan's team has not issued a response to Oprah's statement, and the situation remains under scrutiny, with many eagerly awaiting further clarifications from both parties. Oprah Winfrey claimed to have donated $10 million to assist the victims of the Maui wildfires. However, recent revelations have cast doubts on the accuracy of her claims. Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson initially announced a $5 million project called the People's Fund of Maui. This declaration seemed at odds with Oprah's statement that she was committing $10 million to the cause. To clarify the situation, Oprah stated that the organization was established to accept contributions to provide financial independence to individuals affected by the wildfires. However, this explanation did not address half of the promised $10 million. Complicating matters further, Dwayne Johnson requested additional donations, suggesting that the initial $5 million had mostly served as seed money for their project. This development raises the question of why the general public is encouraged to donate when a significant gift has already been made. The core issue is that Oprah and The Rock's $5 million donation appears more focused on attracting further contributions, a strategy akin to traditional company startups.
So they didn't really donate, they just put it up front so more people can donate. Meanwhile, there's no money there. Was that the idea? Let me know, is this social proof? My goodness.
Been meeting with community leaders, our Kapuno, for the past couple of weeks.
This raises doubts about whether the entire $10 million was genuinely intended for immediate assistance to the victims.
Yeah, a lot of
Particularly
questions.
Concerning is that the Entertainment Industry Foundation, a nonprofit organization, is tasked with managing the Maui Fund. To put this in perspective, the organization's top executives, including its president, CEO, and CFO, receive hefty yearly salaries. 13 of its leaders collectively earn $3.2 million annually, while other employees have an average salary of $64,527. As revelations continue to emerge, concerns about Oprah and The Rock's true intentions are growing.
In this time of need, you want to take care of the greatest need of the people, and that's giving them money.
Reports indicate that the EIF-managed fund has only distributed approximately $1,200 to those affected. The suggestion for ongoing public contributions raises further questions, raising the possibility that the prominently mentioned $10 million may have served more as initial startup capital for the fund than direct aid to the fire victims. In the latest episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, host Joe Rogan had a candid conversation with former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. They delved into a pressing issue that has captured the attention of Maui residents. These two prominent figures raised allegations that the local population is facing a systematic displacement from their ancestral lands, courtesy of covert government initiatives and some Hollywood elites. Rogan, a man known for his no-nonsense approach, didn't mince words. He expressed his deep concern about how frequently we hear stories of the little guy being crushed by bureaucratic machinery. The residents of Maui have a rich history tied to that land, and he finds it deeply troubling to see them being forced out without clear justification. situation. Gabbard, whose roots are deeply intertwined with the Hawaiian archipelago, shared her perspective. She emphasized that she has spoken with families who have lived in Maui for generations, and their connection to the land goes beyond the legal. It's deeply spiritual.
Fortunately, this morning we woke up to more tragic news of the wildfires on Maui.
If these allegations turn out to be true, she views it as a gross injustice, not just from a legal standpoint, but also morally. Joe Rogan echoed these sentiments, questioning the audacity of anyone attempting to seize the homes of Hawaiians, particularly when they are at their most vulnerable. The looming possibility of the state taking their ancestral properties is deeply unsettling for the people of Maui, especially in a place like Lahaina. What adds to the situation's complexity is that it's not solely the government involved in these actions. Wealthy real estate speculators, elites, and developers have also entered the picture, making tempting bids for the burned-out land. This further underscores the gravity of the situation and the various interests at play.
And I'm hearing they're trying to move the people to a housing structure, the people who own the land.
Video from a Maui County Council meeting went viral. In it, a resident referred to as 80 expressed her frustrations about the delayed fire response and hinted at possible ulterior motives from wealthy donors. Her comments illuminated the ongoing struggles of the Maui community, including missing persons and thousands seeking temporary shelter. While Oprah's followers count may have surged, there's a growing online sentiment suggesting her relief efforts are more PR strategy than genuine altruism. Social media platforms like TikTok have become hotbeds for theories, some of which suggest that influential figures like Oprah may have had a role in the fires to acquire valuable land. The theory also suggests that the fires were intentionally set to pave the way for transforming Maui into a technologically advanced AI-driven smart city. This idea gained traction due to a scientific conference held in Maui earlier in the year, where the concept of 15-minute cities was discussed. Joe Rogan himself has adopted a hands-on approach to aiding people in need in the wake of the recent catastrophes that struck Maui, expressing an out-of-character fury and anger. In a series of films posted to his social media, Rogan can be seen actively helping to rebuild houses for those affected by the recent natural catastrophe in Maui. In addition to giving money to the cause, Rogan is shown laboring with the neighborhood's residents, pounding nails, lifting beams, and other tasks. He says, "I'm here, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help." People, this is all so mind-boggling. We don't know for sure what's real and what's not, but the mere thought of exploiting the vulnerable people of Hawaii is simply unacceptable. These people have lost their families, their homes, and their children, and to think of monetizing their losses is a horrible thing to do. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, because you can't do that. I mean, I appreciate the fact that people are trying to help. Also, if Oprah was trying to help and people just take it out of context or in the wrong direction, that would be so bad. You know, it would be so bad because she's trying to do her best here. But if the idea was exploitative, then it cannot happen. But I'm concerned, like, why is she acquiring so much? Maybe it's an investment. I don't know. I'm not going to go in there. It's a little bit concerning because I saw this theory on TikTok, like they just mentioned. They said the elites or the powers that be, they want the land. And I think there was an ongoing transaction or ongoing discussion that wasn't in their favor. They decided to put the fire. It's all conspiracy theory. They decided to put the fire and they maxed the roofs or the buildings with blue roofs, and they avoided all of that. And every other house was on fire except the houses owned by the elites. Don't know if that's all true, but if that's true, it's very concerning. And also, if Oprah is doing a good job by actually trying to help the people, you know, I commend her. Like, I'm not trying to lean towards any direction here. I just want the right thing to be done. Anyways, let me know what you think about that. If you want to debunk, add, critique, or, you know, state anything in the video, feel free to do so. That being said, is the end of this one. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.